Today I got the 2027 Ram 2500 Power Wagon with a diesel here, everybody. It's going to be a lot of torque in this new truck with a Power Wagon. I talked about this for years. I wish there was a diesel in the Power Wagon. Well, we finally have one. The 2027 Ram 2500 now has a diesel in their Power Wagon. So for all of you fans out there who like the Power Wagon, this is going to be a great video for you. Got some really good images here to share as well. Don't forget to like the video to help the YouTube algorithm pushing out to more people that are looking for the 2027 Ram Power Wagon with the turbo diesel. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're into truck related content or even SUV related content, I do upload content almost every day. Power Wagon has been a long, name for the Ram. It's big, it's burly. The heavy duty truck born out of the World War II might be more secure footed than a mountain goat, is what I'm reading. But it has engines that, never been especially more powerful than you have the gas engine, of course, the standard 6.4 liter V8 that's motivated the Ram 2500 Power Wagon since 2014. Makes 405 horsepower. Hardly a show of force, though. It's got a 7,400 pound truck for that model. Now they got the diesel here. That was the whole point of me making this video on this Power Wagon. Now there's the new optional engine for 2027, which makes an absolute mockery of the Power Wagon name. Now, the turbo diesel is finally here. The inline six delivers a mere 25 horsepower bump, but which is entirely overshadowed by an additional, listen to this, folks, it's got 646 pounds of torque to bring to the table with the diesel. Now, if the FTC were serious about enforcing true in advertising rules, is what they're, like to call themselves, this thing would be called the Power Wagon. It'd be called the Ram 2500 Torque Monster. It wouldn't be called the Power Wagon, that's what I meant to say. 1,075 foot-pound of torque. Can't wait. But the Mighty Cummins engine makes so much grunt. The 1,075 pounds of torque. All like the 2500s with this engine, of course. The Power Wagon starts from a stop in second gear. And, you flatten the accelerator in this one, and it steps off the line with a small breath of lag, of course, but a big turbo diesel chuff. And then it steps on to the pavement pretty hard once it wakes up. Now, you put it in tow haul mode with that sport mode to start the trans in the first gear, of course. So put it in the tow haul mode. It's going to go to your first gear. The diesel Power Wagon feels almost spry and light. Now, those things definitely is not true, though, of course, just so you know. Now, I'm going to tell you the difference here. They're talking the Power Wagon with this diesel. They're expecting 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. Well ahead of the gas version. So this thing will do it even faster than the gas truck. The 8-speed transmission stays busy, keeping the engine in the narrow power band, usually between 1,500 and 3,000 RPM, where it's the happiest. Downshifts from the cruising speed can be slow and then sudden, but mostly an oil-burning Power Wagon is surprisingly civilized in the city and on the highway, just so you know. While fuel economy remains objectively bad, it's not the best. The Cummins should be at least, have the stretch of the gas-powered wagon's pathetic real-world range of 300 miles. Now, outside of the engines, though, the gas and the diesel, of course, Power Wagons drive more similar than the different due to the shared attributes that make a Power Wagon a Power Wagon. Riding over a patchwork of midstream, pavement can fluster the live front and rear axles a little bit, and the hydraulically assisted recirculating ball steering is light and vague on the center I kind of like the feel to drive these trucks, though. You tow over the traffic with a sense of inconvenience that's only threatened by one thing: parking garages. All right. Yet, for all the compromises inherent in the Power Wagon's approach to off-roading, the biggest surprise when driving one is how civilized it is. It tracks straight and suddenly, obediently follows your steering inputs, and is generally more comfortable than you'd expect. It helps that the diesel Power Wagon gets larger 20-inch wheels, wrapped in 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratec all-terrain tires, while the gas version rolls on the 17-inch wheels. Now, the shorter sidewalls improve steering response and, more significantly, allow engineers to effectively double the Power Wagon's payload and towing capacities to nearly 3,000 pounds, almost a total of 20,000 pounds, respectively. A reduction in ground clearance from the 14.2 to the 12.6 inches brings the Power Wagon's hulky center of gravity slightly closer to Earth, which improves handling and makes ingress and egress marginally easier. That's the thing about the Power Wagon. It's pretty tall, so you're gonna actually climb up into the truck. I think it feels more like a truck, right? Unfortunately, everything that makes the diesel Power Wagon a better truck on the road makes it a worse off-roader in the muck. Remember this. The engine adds a big chunk of weight over the front axle, and its intercooler takes up the space where the gas-powered version carries its standard winch. The shorter tire sidewalls are a liability off-road, and low ground clearance increases the odds you'll put the underbody armor to use. Now, while the diesel retains the disconnecting front anti-roll bar, it doesn't have the front suspension that gives the gas truck greater wheel travel. So remember that one. So, but no question then, if off-road capability is the only, concern, I would go with the gas-powered 6.4 liter V8 is still the Power Wagon to get. Now, just bear in mind though, right? Now, the diesel Power Wagon still sits ahead of every other heavy duty truck that it comes to off road capability. So remember that. I'd be willing to put the Power Wagon up against any of these off roaders in that, segment. Now, no other automaker offers a locking front axle or a disconnecting anti roll bar on a heavy duty truck, gas or diesel. I'm going to be honest. All right. So remember that. So if you're looking for one of these trucks. Now, the Power Wagon and the Torque Monster. It's exactly a torque monster here. Given all that, you shouldn't think of the diesel Power Wagon as a replacement for the gas truck. Instead, consider it a complementary with a different purpose. The Power Wagon with the gas V8 persists as the ultimate heavy-duty off-roader. A hulking rig with more capability than most of us can use. But the Cummins diesel will appeal to road warriors who travel with side-by-sides, boats, campers. Along with the increased towing capacity, the diesel truck now offers an optional for fifth wheel and gooseneck towing. So remember that. Ram has, however, backed away from its plans to offer self-leveling rear air suspensions as an option. The gas Power Wagon is priced right in line with the light-duty off-roaders like the Ram 1500 RHO and the Ford F-150 Raptor. Now, which makes an interesting value proposition, of course. Now, the diesel, on the other hand, costs a pretty penny. You're going to pay for it. It's going to be $12,995 engine upgrade, pushes the Power Wagon's price up to $88,470. Now, that's for a truck with cloth seats. Now, you're not going to get leather. Don't really like the leather anyway. Kind of cold in the winter, especially where I live. Now, if that feels like too much money for a Power Wagon, well, we've got a solution here, folks. Now, just tell your friends you bought a torque monster. That's what I would say. Let's go over some of the specs here. I've got all the specs. Well, not all the specs, but most of the specs you're probably looking for. Base price, $88,470. The layout, front engine, of course. Right, got to say that. 4-wheel drive, 5, 6 passenger, four-door truck. Engine, 6.7 liter, 430 horsepower, 1,075 foot-pounds of turbo diesel torque. It's got the overhead valve, 24 valve I6. Transmission is 8-speed. Curb weight, 8,300 pounds. Wheelbase is 149.3 inches, the wheelbase. Now, the length of the truck is 238.8 inches by 83.4 inches wide and 80.5 inches in the height. Now, 0 to 60, it's an average of 6.6 seconds on average. The EPA for city highway and combination fuel economy, it's not yet rated. So on sale now. You can order these now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.